person invests 5,000 rupees for 2 years at a certain rate of interest compounded annually. At the end of 1 year, this sum amounts to 5,600. Calculate the rate of interest per year and the amount of at the end of the second year. Think about the question and start solving it. So the rate of interest is not given to us, but some other information is given. Try. If anyone's not able to solve it, raise your hand. The first one is correct. Go on to the second one. Part that is correct. Rest of you hurry up. Read the question, write down the information which is given to us and figure out using the formulas that we already know how you can find out the rate of interest. Avni, that is correct. Last minute, everyone. If anyone's not able to get it, raise your hand. Sarah Bastani, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, what do we do? What information is given to us already?
The principal and time is already given, and the sum of amount is given.
Yeah. Okay, just give me a second. The digitizer is not working. Just give me a minute. Okay. So the principal has been given to us as 5,000.
Yes.
Time period is given us as 2 years. And R is not given to us, right? Sarah,
Yes.
what do we do?
Yes.
And we know the amount is given to us as 5,600. After 1 year. So now using this information, can I find out the R? How much will the interest be by this information? You know the formula for interest. What is the formula for interest?
Interest will be amount minus principal.
Amount minus principal. So what will be the interest for the first year?
It will be 600 rupees.
For the first year? And how do we find out the rate of interest?
Mm.
How will I find out the rate of interest?
The rate of interest, I think.
Again, we know I is equal to PRT upon 100. So using this formula, we can say that I into 100 upon PT will be R. Yes.
Yes.
So what interest is 600 into 100 upon principal, which is 5,000 into 1 year will be the rate of interest. Solving this, we get R is equal to 12%. Okay. So two formulas you need to remember. I is equal to A minus P, and also R is equal to I into 100 upon PT. So any of these values, P, R, T, can be found out by using this formula here. Now, since if this is compound interest annually, and also that you know that the simple interest and the compound interest for both the first period or the first year will be the same. Therefore, we can use this formula directly for finding it out. And what about the second part of the question, amount at the end of the second year? Simple one, I is equal to PRT upon 100 again. In this, we will take P as 5,600. I will be PRT upon 100, so that's 5,600 into 12 into 1 upon 100, which works out to be 672. So amount becomes P plus SI, which is 6272. That will be 5,600 plus 672, so 6272.
Will it be necessary to multiply 1 year?
Yes, it is necessary because we are writing this T as a formula, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't make a difference. Just do it. It will not even take half a second for you, right? Okay.
Sir,
Yeah, Rishima.
sir, I'm sorry, but I didn't get the first part.
Did you understand this, that the principal has been given to you?
Yes, sir.
Time period is 2 years.
Yeah.
Rate of interest is not known, so we need to find that out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And amount of the period of 1 year is given to you.
Yes.
So we also know that the formula A is equal to P plus I.
Yes, sir.
So using this formula, I can know that I is equal to A minus of P. So I'll get 600. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now using this 600, I can just put it into this formula. We'll get the rate of interest, R. Because we know I is equal to PRT upon 100. Got it? So R will be equal to I into 100 upon PT.
Yes.
That's how we got rate of interest.
And we use the rate of interest to
To
find
find out
out.
the second year, as we were doing normally with compound interest using the simple interest method. We took the amount at the end of the second year as the principal for the second year, and I as to find out I, we took R as 12% and T as 1 year.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubts, anyone? Okay, let's do another question. Calculate the difference between CI and SI on rupees 7,500 in 2 years at 8% per annum. Quickly do this. Calculate the difference between compound interest and simple interest on 7,500 in 2 years and at 8% per annum. You know both the concepts. In simple interest method, we do not, the principal for both the years remains the same. Whereas in compound interest, the second year, we know two methods to do it. Either you can just use the formula, or if you use a simple interest method, the amount at the end of the first year becomes the principal for the second year. So whichever method you want to use to find out the compound interest, you can do that. Quickly solve this. Parth, that is correct. Just use the formulas for both of them and just get it. It's easy. Find out the simple interest method using I is equal to PRT upon 100 for both the years. Find out with CI the same way, or you can use the formula for CI and just find the difference between the interest for both. Remember, in when we use the formula for compound interest, we get A, not I. Okay, just that's what you need to remember. If anyone is not able to solve it, raise your hand. Avni, what are they asking you in the question? They're asking you the difference between CI and SI. They're not asking you the amount. And even otherwise, your amount is wrong. See where you've gone wrong. Avni, that's correct now. Rest of you hurry up. Last 1 minute. If you are unable to solve it, just raise your hand. Sarah Bastani, that is incorrect. Sarah Patil, that is correct. Aryan, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Let's start doing it.
Yes, sir.
What is the
Yes,
information
sir.
which has been given to you already?
Sir, principal is equals to 7,500.
Yeah.
Time is equals to 2 years. Rate of interest is equals to 8% per annum.
Okay. So now can we find it out for both the methods now? Let's do it for simple interest
Yes,
first.
sir. So simple interest is equals to principal into rate of interest into time upon 100.
Yeah. So what does that
That
work out
is
to be?
equals to 1,200.
7,500 into
To
8 into 2
8
upon 100,
into 2
which
upon
is
100. Yes, sir.
1,200.
1,200.
Okay, let's
Yes,
find out
sir.
the CI.
So
How do we find
compound
out?
interest of
Yeah.
the compound interest of interest of first year is equals to PRT upon 100. That is 7,500 into 8 into 1 upon 100. That
Okay, what if
works
we do
out to
this with the
be
formula method itself?
600.
Aryan, what if we do this with formula? What if I do A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N? We can even do it this way.
Yes, sir.
So we can do 7,500 into 108 upon 100
Into 1
into 2.
108 upon 100 into 2. Yes, sir.
How much does that work out to be? 7,500 into dividing by 2,
So just
54 on 20. No, 54 on 50.
yes, sir.
Squared.
54 on 50 into 54 50.
That's again
So
7,500 into 27 by 25
yes, sir.
squared, which is 7,500 into 27 by upon 25 into 27 upon
Into
25.
27 upon 25.
How much does that
Yes,
work
sir.
out to be? Rishima, that's correct. Quickly calculate this.
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
It's 748.
Yes, sir. 8748.
So, but this is the amount. So what is I equal to? I is equal to A minus of P. So 8748 minus 7,500. Remember to do this. This is not the interest. This is the amount. So it will become 1248. So the
48.
difference in
1248.
interest will be 1248 minus of 1,200, which will be 48. Or you could have done the same method which you were doing. You'd find out the interest for the first year, which will be PRT upon
Yes, sir.
100. You will get 600. Add this back to 7,500. Then you take interest for the second year, taking 8,100 as the
Six.
principal into 12 into
Yes, sir.
8 into 1 upon 100. So you'll get the interest for the second
That
year. Add them
works
up,
out to
the
be
total interest.
648.
Yeah, you add them up, so you'll get 648 here. You just add them up, so you'll get 1248 as the interest. And then you can just subtract them. Whichever method you want to do is fine. This one takes a little bit longer in calculation. This is more simpler and faster to do if it's that's what you want, right? Just in this method, remember, it's not 8748. Only difference is we need to do, find out the interest. Okay. Rishima, which -1 are you talking about?
So CI is equal to P brackets 1 plus 100 upon R upon 100, the whole thing square, minus 1.
Minus?
1.
Why do you want to do that?
That's the formula for CI, right?
But why do we need to do that? In that, the only problem is why I discourage you from using that directly is because there is a chances for you to make mistakes when you're opening the brackets. What you're telling me is this one, right? So what happens is this, when we take out A, we do P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N. And then when we do CI, we will get A minus of P. So ultimately, what am I doing? I'm doing P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N minus P. Now, if we take out P common outside, then I'm going to get 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N minus of 1.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of remembering another formula and making mistakes in calculation somewhere, what I suggest is just take out A, and then for CI, just do A minus of P.
Yes, no, sir, I just wanted
You can use this formula also.
that.
Yeah, you can use another this formula also if you want to learn another one. It's the one and the same thing. It comes out to the
Yes.
same answer, right?
Yes.
So if everyone you want to know the direct formula for CI, you can use this one here. That's P into a big brackets, 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N minus of 1 brackets closed. Don't do this. A lot of times you all do 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N minus 1. This is wrong. This is why I discourage to use this formula, only because a lot of times I've seen that you use this in the exam. This is wrong. There is a big bracket here. Okay, fine. Just remember this in case you want to use this one. Otherwise, stick to the normal, easier method and simpler methods with a minimum formula to be used, learned. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, do this one. Mr. Sharma borrowed rupees 24,000 at 13% simple interest and an equal sum at 12% compound interest. Find the total interest earned by Sharma in 2 years. Read the question again. So they're just telling you to find out the, for one sum at 13% simple interest for 2 years and the other sum, same sum for 12% 2 years compound interest. That's all they're telling you to do. Quickly solve this. If anyone is not able to solve it, raise your hand. Parth, that is correct. Read the question carefully. Both the amounts should be the same. The principles will be the same. Only thing is we need to find out the simple interest and the compound interest and add the interest for both the periods. Rest of you hurry up. Nobody else has got the answer? Last 1 minute, all of y'all. So Ramya, that is correct. Avni, that is correct. Sarah Bastani, that's wrong. Check your working, Sarah. See, let's solve this. See, are you not audible?
So am I audible now?
Yeah, tell me. Let's start. What is the principal?
24,000.
Okay. Time period.
2 years.
So let's do it this SI first. What is the rate of interest for SI?
13%.
Okay. So what will be the interest for the 2 years? What formula will
TRT
we
upon
use?
100.
Right. So let's substitute. So that's 24,000 into 13
The
into
13 into 2 by 100.
how much does that work out to be?
624.
6240. How 624? 2 zeros and 2 zeros. So 240 into 13 into 2, 6240.
Right, sir. I took it as 2400.
Okay. So this is the interest on simple interest for this amount. Looking at compound interest, what is the rate of interest in compound interest? Read the question.
12%.
12%, and principal and time periods remains the same. Okay, so I'll do the simple interest method only so that the calculations can be faster. They haven't mentioned anything. So again, we know that I for the first year is again PRT upon 100, which will be the same as this one. No, the
Yes,
interest
sir.
in, sorry, the interest is changing. So it will be 24,000 into 12
Into 12 into 2 by 100.
no, not 2. Remember, we cannot do this in 2. We have to do it every year separately. If you want to do it 2, you'll have to use the formula for compound interest. That is A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of n. So here it will be 1 upon 100, which will be 2880. And amount will become 24,000 plus 2880, which will be 26880. Are you clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, remember, whenever we are finding out compound interest using the simple interest formula, we find out the compound interest for every year, not both the years together. So now this becomes the principal for the second year. So this was the first year principal amount. This will be the second year. So here the principal will become 26880.
880.
Rest will remain the same. So we do I is equal to PRT upon 100, which will be 26880 into 12 into 1 upon 100. How much does that work out to be? That'll be something like
Just a minute.
3225.60. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what will be the total interest on compound interest for 2 years? What will be the total interest earned? That will be 2880 plus 3225.60.
3225.60.
That will be 6105.60. So his total interest earned will be 6240 plus 6105.60, which will be 12345.60. An interesting sum. The values come out in a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a decimal there, right? So you could use this method, or you could have used directly that A is equal to P into 1 plus R
Yes, I
upon
solved it like
100
that.
rate minus of P. Also, you could do this to find out the CI. Okay, whatever is convenient for you, you could do that. Sara Bastani, is it clear?
Sir,
Sara Patil, clear?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go wrong in the calculations?
It is definitely one of the calculations.
Okay. So whichever method, if you want to use the direct formula, you can do that. Or if you want to do it in simple interest method, do that. Just remember the time period remains 1 year for compound interest. And the amount at the end of the first year becomes principal for the second year. Okay, let's do one more question for today. Any doubts, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, I tried doing the compound interest with the other formula. P brackets 1 plus R upon 100 into 1 plus R upon 100. That's the correct formula, right?
Which formula did you use? Could you repeat yourself?
Yeah. A is equal to P brackets 1 plus R upon 100, bracket close, bracket open, 1 plus R into 1 plus R upon 100.
Why did you do that?
To find out the
Why is the rate of interest for the first year and second year separate? That you're doing R1 into 1 plus R2 upon 100. This is only used if the rate of interest changes for every year. Is the rate of interest changing in the first and second year?
No,
So then you cannot use this formula.
I just have to do to add square it.
No. So if you wanted to use this, you would use A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of N, where N would be 2. This will become 12. And what you could do for I, CI, you could just do minus of P also, right? Any other doubts,
Okay, sir,
anyone?
thank you.
Okay, let's do another one quickly. A half yearly formula. Let's do that quick one. Remember, in half yearly, if you're using the formula, R will become R upon 2 and time period will be 2n. Quickly do this. I'll give you only 3 minutes to solve. Find the amount and the CI on 12,000 at 10% per annum compounded half yearly. For 1 year, obviously. If nothing is mentioned, it means 1 year. Quickly solve this. Remember, whenever we're doing anything half yearly, in compound interest using the formula, R becomes R upon 2 and N becomes 2n. In simple interest, only the time period would become half, R would remain the same. Parts, check your amount. I think there is a typo there. Yes, it's correct, Parth. Avni, that's correct. Avni, the second part is wrong. The interest part is wrong. Avni, that's interest is correct now. Sara Bastani, that is wrong. Rishima, that is wrong. Come on, this is a very basic, simple question. Rishima, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Let's start solving this. What is principal?
12,000.
R,
10%.
time, 1 year, nothing is given. Compounded, half yearly. So in half yearly, what do we do? R becomes R upon 2, which will become 5%. And what does the time period on n become? 2n, which will be 1 into half, which will be 2n, 1 into 2, which will be 2, right?
Okay.
Remember this. R will be R upon 2 and n will become 2n. So that's 2 into 1, which will be 2. So now we use the formula A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power of n, which will be 12,000 into 1 plus 5 upon 100 raised to the power of 2. Did you get this, Rishima? Saravastani?
Yes.
So work this out. That's 12,000. Again, that's 105 upon 100, which you know is 21 upon 20. So that'll be 21 upon 20 into 21 upon 20. Correct? Solving this, solve this quickly. Cut the zeros. 4. So this will be 30. Solve it further. So Ramya, that is correct. So we'll get 13230. Right? That'll be the amount. And we know I or CI will be equal to A minus of P. So that's 13230 minus of 12,000, which will be 1230. That is the final answers. How did you get a different one? Where did you go wrong?
I didn't take 1.
You didn't take?
N.
Okay, remember this. Always it's R will become the new R when it's compounded half yearly will become R upon 2 and N will become 2N because it's 2 quarters, right? 2 halves, sorry. So it become 2 into half, each halving them. So we'll have 2 different periods which we need to do that in. So it'll become 2 there.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's it for today. We'll be continuing with this tomorrow. So I'll see the math students tomorrow. Science students will just continue in 2 minutes with sound.